I think the first, and I think Russell already mentioned this, you go through different stages. And as we're coming out to the beyond the responding now into the building stage, I think much more it's about how do we broaden that support. What we've been doing whilst we're in this sort of strange position, I think we've used the time, this sort of quiet time, if I call it that, to look at successional planning in its broadest sense, because one of the things that I reflected on is just the diversity of thinking within the business, and actually how do we make sure that we've got a robust set of skills and attitudes within the business, not just about technical performance but actually behavioural performance within the business, and just thinking in a broader way and being able to have that wider spread across our people. So we've been building that into our sort of talent management piece, and just thinking about, therefore, what training and development do our middle management particularly need around people skills, around management skills, not just technical skills. And that's been quite an important part of our development, which we should be launching then in July, and that fits in with everybody's development plans as we go into the sort of half-year reviews with people, and as we go towards the second half of the year. So I think that's been a really important foundational piece for us as a business. And I think it's also supported by the fact that we have been looking at the values of our business. You know, the business has been around for 180 years. It's got real heritage, but clearly it's had to change on such a, through all that history. It's gone through huge amounts of changes, not just what it's sold, how it's manufacturing, but also the environment, the markets and the customers in which we're working with. So from that perspective, understanding what we stand for, what our value is to our customers has been really important. And I think this has allowed us a bit of reflective time. And now we can work with our managers to ensure they get all the support, but really very much about their own personal development for us.
Qualities of the middle management have been one thing previously. Now they've become very much focused on change management and almost becoming change management specialists within whatever role they're doing. So that wasn't necessarily the skill set of that person, and they're having to do very much CEO type roles within their function with their team about managing the whole team through a change, very high emotional intelligence required. And everyone's got different levels of capability in that area, middle management, because it wasn't ever something that anyone was looking at as a top quality of that person. So I think trying to help them with that and managing change and how they do build on that emotional connection with their team, how they can find easy ways to do it. And some are definitely finding it easier than others, how they can learn from each other as middle management, chatting to each other about what's worked, what hasn't. How do you ask the right questions? Because a lot of it is listening, so very good listening skills at this point, but also asking that question, because quite often, if you phone someone up, that thing saying, "How are you?" "Well, I'm fine." That no one's fine at the moment. So, how do you get someone to open up and actually tell you what's happening? That is a very special skill as well. So we're using our own upskilling, everyone's own what they're good at, trying to get others to learn from that, but also a load of HR support and coaching, which we've always had historically. We've tried to up that coaching, and actually one of our coaches has offered to do some more free coaching for people just during this 3 months, which is amazing. But just to get people really, on that track and almost have their own person to talk to about their own challenges, because quite often they won't want to tell me what they're finding hard. And having that external support has been really valuable, I think. So it's tough. It's a very tough role for them.